All right, welcome. This is M-Dog, and we are once again checking out Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem. So at this point, we are at Alpha Update 0.3.7. Obviously, this is in early access, available on Steam. And we've been doing these updates along and along. And let me first, we'll go ahead and hit play here. So we'll start loading in. Let me first talk a little bit about what is in this update. So what we'll be keeping our eye on. Maybe we'll see some of it during this gameplay footage. We may not, though, if it's like in-game stuff. It does say a new monster is waiting in the grass fields, the mighty Skull Crusher. So I don't know if this is a normal monster that we will find, or if it's just a specific boss. And if that's the case, we may not see him. They've added 3 new sets of armor to the game: Ranger armor, Apprentice armor, Thief armor, and I must say I think the art direction on the armor sets are looking great. We also improved the Orc Charger. That's another enemy that you do see out in the world. And it says that this is going to be the last update before the next big milestone, update 0.4.0, which will introduce new major mechanics and new content. So that should be a pretty exciting update. A lot of background work has been done in the past weeks in order to prepare for this huge update, so expect changes in overall balance and feel of the game. But for now, this is a smaller update, 0.3.7. There's some new visuals, some new audio. A portal now brings to the new boss. Innkeeper is now closer to the merchant. I like that change. I've never could figure out why the merchant was so far away. There's several new gameplay features that are part of this patch. Some active skill changes and some passive skill changes. So kind of your typical update we've been seeing. I think, the developer said they wanted to do 2 per month, and I don't know if they've hit that exactly. I mean, I guess we could go back and look, but I would say they have been pretty close. I'm very impressed with the frequency of updates and what they're actually doing in the updates of this game. I just want to see what the sound is on. We're going to turn the music up a little bit so we can hear more of the in-game sound. And then I probably need to turn up my my sound on my end as well. I'm just not hearing much gameplay sound. And that's definitely, I think audio needs to be filled out still. And so you may notice that we're not hearing. And here's our first enemies. So this is the escape, is what this is called. It's the first opening quest, and so we're just going to get through this pretty quick. It does give you some tutorial, sort of basic info about how to do really the very basic gameplay elements. My character just mentioned how we need some pants. So in the water, lightning is more effective. And then things like fire is less effective in the water. So there's some environmental cues that impact the damage that you do. I'm going to try to go, and we'll get to the talent points here shortly as we get out into the world and level up a little bit. But I'm going to try to go with more of a build around melee combat. My favorite in this game has been, we did the Ranger one time, which is more like bow or crossbow combat, and that was fun. So we just picked up a skill book out in the world, the Tome of Frost Nova. You right-click on it in your inventory to learn that skill. Then it shows down up on your skill box down here. You can click on the skills down here and assign them. So far we just have the 2 active skills: the lightning one you start with, and then the Frost Nova. We're going to try to do more of a melee. My favorite build in this game, honestly, has been the more magic-based. Using the last patch, they added the staffs, and that made it even better, but sort of focusing more on the magic attacks, which you still need to do that some, because you want to have a balance between the melee and the magic, or not melee, but the rage, or the whole way this game works is you have Umbra, which is kind of your magic, and then on this side you have Rage, and you sort of go back and forth. You're trying to balance between the two. So this is sort of the end of the opening quest, and this is pretty epic. The first time you do it, it's really kind of alarming, the amount of enemies that are suddenly appearing. You feel how easy it is to die in this game if you let these guys start beating on you a little bit. But what is actually going to happen here is a boss is going to spawn, come up and start fighting us, but then thankfully we'll have some help that'll show up. So there's this crazy guy being invoked. We've kind of gotten stuck over here. This is not good. Oh, thank you for the rolls. What did I just hit? I hit S to bring that up, so watch the S key. Yeah, he is brutal. We'll go toe-to-toe with him until we can't. I've actually killed more of these guys than I normally do. I don't know if they have adjusted this, but typically, yeah, here comes the help. Typically, I'm like completely overwhelmed, and the help gets there like right before I die. But my brothers in arms here showed up and saved the day. All right, so that's the escape, the very first intro quest. I'm kind of getting through that quickly. As I've said before in these videos, one of the things that they haven't done a whole lot of is created the, well, they may have created it, but they haven't brought the lore of this world into the game very much. So there is some story that you can read through if you play this. We're not going to spend a lot of time doing that during this playthrough video. So our first quest is actually to go down and help Father Amon find the assault location. Oh, Father Gurnez, I guess. And we'll be back to town here shortly. I'll show you where the merchant is and all that. Do we have any coin yet? No. So we need, I think it's like 1,000 coins. So any gear we pick up here early, we need to go ahead and get so that we can sell it to the merchant. Because right now, although this hasn't always been the case, right now in the game's development, they are allowing you to purchase skills, where it used to skills would fall off of bosses. You'd find them out in the world. And they've gotten away from that, at least on this current build. I don't know what their long-term plan is with the skill finding. Because it's kind of one of the unique things about this game. You're actually, there's some randomness to which skills you can get based on what you find, at least in the past, what you found out in the world. But it looks like they've changed that, at least for now. Alright, so we're going to go dual wielding right now. We've got a shovel and a torch. We're going to see what we can do. So if you hit Alt, you will be able to see any items that have been on the ground, and after a few seconds their visible cues go away. So here's Luther, and we're supposed to help him. These are the waypoints. Like many of the other action role-playing games out there, the way you travel around the world is through finding new waypoints, and you can go between waypoints for free quite easily. So we're going to pick up Luther's stash, which is what we needed to do for our quest here. And we do want to get the gold and get the items so we can sell them. Another thing that I don't see in a lot of games is you can rotate the camera like we just did, which helps you kind of see what's in front of you. Alright, so now we report back to Luther, which I believe is, let's go on up to this next waypoint, but I believe that's back in town. But while we have our buddy here, we might as well fight a few more guys. Is this the correct way? Yeah. So here's an undead vomiter. It's kind of gross. Alright, so we hit level 2, and we've almost made it up to this next waypoint. He's all fighting folks in the wilderness. We're going to keep going. So we're going to hit this waypoint, and then we're going to... Oh, he just spawned back in to join us. We're going to go back up to here. I think this is where we go to turn the quest in. Oh, I guess it's... Well, let me see. Okay, I may be wrong. It may be this waypoint that we need to go back to. Yeah, here's where Luther is. Okay. Alright, so we returned his items. Now we return back to town. Just did it in the wrong order there. And now we can talk to the chieftain here. Alright, so now he's going to want us to go get the herbs, which is how you can create our potions. So right now we don't have any potions. The first one will go down here in this slot on the bottom left. But we did level up, so let's go with Constitution and a couple in Strength, because we are going to try to build a little bit more of a melee build. And then we'll go to our Gates of Fate. This is one of the cooler features of this game in its current build. And this is where we decide what class we are. So there's 5 classes. I was trying to remember earlier what they all were. You've got your Guardian, more tanky class, Arcanist, Mage type class, Legionary. And this is more of a DPS class, Hunter, so like range, again like the crossbow build, or Thief, which is, at least in the first talent point, you're going to get more bonus to movement speed and then dexterity and constitution. So I'm not exactly sure, like between Thief and Hunter, and you can go dual classes. Obviously those two might complement each other. I was going to try to see like what are some of the big abilities here. Just it looks like a lot of it's about dodging. There is some critical damage. But what we're going to try is we're going to start going into Legionary here. It's going to be benefit to strength. So we start off with 3 points. So our final point's going to be into... We're going to go to Rage Generation. Alright, we'll close that out. So we got to talk to him to get our next quest. And we need to go find the ferns. So let's move the camera here. Let's see if we can find out where the merchant is now. So he used to be up here. It looks like he still is up here. If he's closer, he's not a lot closer. Alright, we've got 7 and 8, 7 and 9. This is a fast weapon. That's a medium speed weapon. So we'll go with 2 axes here. And then we want to sell them to him. We're not getting much for it, but we're up to 440 gold. And if you see over here, he does sell the skills, but they cost 1,000 each. So it says merchant inventory will restock in 16 hours. So maybe when it restocks, it changes based on what level you are. Alright, so let's go back out and find the ferns. I think if we go to the first waypoint, that's probably our best bet. And this is one of the perilous parts of the game. Like before you've gotten any good gear, the enemies can be pretty tough. Especially some of the special enemies. We'll see if it's anything's tuned down or if it's about the same. So you'll notice we now have a new ability. Let's see if this shirt's any better. Yeah, it's a little better. We have a new ability, so if we right click we can do dual slash because we've equipped a second one-handed weapon. We have to build up our rage first, so we have to use our regular melee skill first. And then once we have rage built up we can use our dual slash, which does do AoE damage, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so the ferns do show up on our mini-map. We'll start heading to those to pick them up. Here's one right here. Just click on it, you pick it up. Another sort of indication that it's in early access. It just doesn't give you much feedback that you've actually picked something up, but it still works, so that's fine. So the trousers automatically got equipped because we didn't have any, other than our starter pants, we didn't really have any pants on. So, alright, so that's all the ferns we need. See if it's worth going any further. I don't think so. We'll go back to town. Let's kind of go a roundabout way so we can get some more XP on the way. And the melee is pretty cool. Again, my favorite has been using all of the arcane abilities, but I think melee, combat in general has come a long way since I first tried out this game, and we're heading the wrong way. That's the problem with me and being able to rotate camera. I get so easily confused on direction. So we'll finish this quest, and then we really just get one more major quest, and that's about all of the questing content they've put in the game at this point. Sounds like that next major update may add some more, though. So we use the waypoint, go back to Marth, and this is where Gurns is. So now we hit level 3, and we got our first health potion. I think his next quest is to go to the runes and kill the abomination. So over here is the Gate of Fate, and we'll go ahead and put points in. We're going to put a point in Constitution, get a little more health. And then because we're standing next to the Gates of Fate, this means we can actually spin it. So you can select a wheel over here on the left side, whichever one you want to select, and spin. So far they've allowed 2 levels of the talent tree. There's going to be 2 more, it looks like, at least in the current way it's built. So you can really change which skills, kind of what direction your class goes in by spinning that around. Alright, so let's go down. This next one gives us damage reduction on frontal attacks, +3 to strength, +4 to constitution. So we'll do that. Then if we go this direction, we're getting +1% to strength for each enemy. Over here is increased 25% the speed of your auto dash. We'll go this direction. And then hard punch, 4% chance to knock down stunned enemies during 2.5 seconds when hitting them. So we'll confirm all this, and again we're building really towards melee and strength, doing high damage with our weapons. Alright, so we'll head towards, and this kind of potentially show how hard the game is, because we're going to head towards the old runes, but I think having not gotten much gear yet, this will be a pretty tough task for us. Oh, it's behind us. Because I'm coming from the farther one. I forgot. Alright. You know me and directions. Alright, we'll clear some of these guys out, see if we can get some loot to drop. So I personally kind of liked it better when they had skills dropping off of minions and mobs. Because now having to save up 1,000 gold just to open your next skill just kind of seems weird. I'm guessing that's not a permanent plan. It's just what they've decided to do for now, so you can be in control of which skills you get. But long term, I suspect that's not the path they'll take, but we'll see. Alright, we need to get down there. I guess we'll go around this way. Yeah, sometimes if you're a little too far away from an enemy, it won't do the like the hitbox is pretty small. You got to be up and close for the melee damage. All right, we're almost to the runes here. There's a boss up here that may just be hard for us, but we'll see. We might be able to do it. Everything levels with you out in the wilderness, so he'll be pretty low level too. So we might be okay. Yeah, and here he comes. Skeleton Overlord. He knocked us down. Let's get out of there. We'll step back and do a little lightning damage. So at times it is a little weird how... Let's go use our AoE ability since there's so many enemies around us. What was I about to say? Oh, it is a little weird how mobs don't chase you. Sometimes they'll just stand there staring at you. They're not now, thankfully, but sometimes they do. We cleared everybody else away. Alright, let's go and use our health pot one time. Yeah, we're doing fine standing face to face with him. He's only level 3 just like we are, so that helps. And all the drops of loots. The ranger outfit, I think that's new, right? It looks like, was that the whole outfit that dropped? I'm going to be really curious to see what that was. Let's pick up everything because we can... Oh, our inventory's full. Alright, well, we're not going to use, we don't need either one of those either. Another thing about this game is your skills do level up. So our unlimited power ability, which is that lightning ability we've been using, it just leveled up. And as they level up, when you use them, they do more damage. So it's kind of a cool idea to actually have the skills leveling up. So you do have to use them if you want to increase their efficiency. And we're almost up to this other waypoint. Although, do we go that way? I'm not sure we can actually get around this way. I think we have to come down here. So we'll go turn this quest in, then we'll look at all of our new loot, including that ranger outfit, because that sounds like one of the new gear sets they've just released. So that would be pretty cool if we got that. Alright, let's talk to him, turn the quest in. Alright, because that's all the actual questing they have in the game right now, at this point the new objectives you get are to explore the world, which it is a big map. I mean, there's all these different waypoints. And there's different dungeons you can go in. Some of them are just little small dungeons. Some of them are bigger ones. Like that where we just were at those ruins. We could have gone in and fought things inside the dungeon. There's lots of waypoints to activate. And then there's like an in-game boss. I think he's down here. He's up at the top of some stairs. But he's level 30 and very hard. So we certainly aren't ready for that. Okay, we'll go ahead and go one into strength, one into constitution, and we will do one into power because we've got 2 levels, didn't we? So let's just do that right back up. Okay. And then we need to put some points in our Gates of Fate. Let's see where we're going to go next. A lot of times these bigger nodes are more powerful ability, so we're going to go ahead and rotate over to that. Wrath, plus 4% to all physical damage and suspended Umbra generation during 5 seconds when your rage becomes full, plus 7 to strength. Anger Burst, plus 1% of the damage of your auto dash during 2 seconds for each rage you spend. Okay, so we'll go ahead and confirm those. This passive skill is not implemented yet, so it's not going to cost us anything. Let's see if we want to go this way. Yeah, let's do that. It gives us some health regeneration. How are we going to get there, though? We have to do this one first. And then down to here. So that opens up the next tier. Again, we don't have to go. We can spin it to choose one of these other realms, but next time we put points in, we can go to the second level of the Gates of Fate. All right, so let's look at our inventory. So here's the new Ranger outfit. We can see what it looks like. It's kind of weird that the outfit looks like right now, and this is probably temporary and being in early access, but the outfit actually overrides everything else you have on. So like if we take our pants off, it doesn't look like we've taken our pants off because we have this Ranger outfit on. So the Ranger outfit looks alright. It's not a magical item, so it actually is worse than what we were using. But I'm glad we got to at least see it. And I don't think there's anything else that we need to really worry about. We did get a Enchanter Staff of Fire, which our build doesn't really support using that, but I do like the new staffs they've put in the game and the animations of using them. So let's go just sell a bunch of stuff. And see how much gold we're up to. So we've got enough to buy a couple skills. Alright, so let's look at the skills. What's another good skill we could use in terms of a melee one? Shadow Strike. These must change as you get higher level, because I remember last time I played this there were different abilities. So I guess we can buy 2. I guess we'll get Fireball and Shadow Strike. Alright, let's learn those skills. Okay, so we've got Fireball and Shadow Strike. So let's go build your house is the next quest we have, and dungeon exploration. So let's go talk to the portal keeper. Instead of exploring the map, we'll go do this. Start bounty, we'll go into the portal and just kind of show you what one of these look like. These are randomly generated dungeons that you can do. They're quite fun, and it's a little tougher content. So we found a red key, so we can get through a sort of a gate that requires a red key. We can do that now. Alright, so that was our Shadow Strike ability. It didn't really look like it did much. Oh, it's on cooldown. Oh, I'm about to die. I need to quit just standing in front of everybody. We don't have enough Umbra, so we've got all Rage, which is our Shadow Strike. So the good thing about Shadow Strike is we can't take damage when we do it. Again, these guys are a lot tougher than what we were seeing above ground. I don't know what this was. Ooh, it's not letting me pick it up. Alright. Ooh, we got him. I was trying to see our fireball. Oh, fireball looks cool. Big and fiery. Okay. Let's see what this was. An amulet? Is that an amulet? Is that what it said? Oh, no, it was a armlet. Gotcha. Alright, so we equipped an armlet. So we leveled up in here. Eat a fireball, buddy. Let's go ahead and level our stuff. Strength, Constitution, Power. Put a little bit in Power as we go, just because we are still using some magical abilities. Alright, this is where we get to choose what we want to do here. What is this over here? Warden. Constitution and Power advantage. That's more of a to go a little bit more tanky, I guess. This is Gladiator, so it really should be tanky as well. You can wield two-handed weapons as they are one-handed. That's awesome. Alright, let's just go straight down here. Alright, let's go this way. I just really like the way they do their talent tree in this game. The skills they have down there, the way it impacts your build. I think it's pretty good stuff here. Alright, we need to build up. We've actually got a lot of Umbra and not much Rage, so we need to use some of our magic abilities. Okay. So Shadow Strike actually worked pretty good that time. We need to roll out of the way here. We're taking a lot of damage. The talent tree we're going into now will help with our damage, hopefully. Being a little more survivable. Alright, let's rotate this around. I mean, our outfit looks cool, although it's not doing much for us. Here's a new helm we've got. Fire resistance. Umbra resistance. I don't know. We'll keep the Ranger outfit on for now. Okay. Kill some stuff from a distance while we can. Oh, that fireball hit the... Why is it... I don't know. That was weird. It's like hitting the ground right in front of us. I'm like constantly near dying here. Soften them up with some lightning. See how the mobs aren't really responding? Definitely seems like there's some more programming to be done on AI's response to you at times. Sometimes they seem fine, and sometimes it's just like, why aren't they moving? Alright, we'll keep going this way. This looks like a big room. I don't know what we're getting into here. Skeleton warriors. Yeah, we're not doing that much damage. I was wondering how it was going to handle that shooting a fireball from the top of the stairs, but it actually did pretty good. It looked like it went off and still hit them. It looked right. It looked correct. That was pretty cool. Alright, we got another staff, which we don't want, but... yeah, that's kind of getting nice. Oh, we just leveled up that Shadow Strike ability. I didn't know if I liked Shadow Strike or not. It's kind of growing on me, though. I think the animation maybe needs a little bit of work, the hit detection, but The ability seems pretty cool. We're doing more damage now. Hitting that last level seemed to really help us. Is this a chest? I don't know what that was. That was weird. Okay. We'll go up there, I guess, in a minute. I wanted to see what was over here, though. Oh, okay, nothing over here, so we have to go up there. All right. We will do it. Big group of mobs here. I like how fireball is like a big area. I mean, this isn't like a small fireball. It's pretty awesome. All right, let's move our camera around so we can see what's going on. Uh-oh. These guys look serious. Awkward. Let's try to get out of there. Still don't like taking damage. Just when we're standing toe to toe, we're still taking a lot of damage here. Alright, we got him. I think we got him. It looks like he has no health left. There he goes. Alright, let's check out what dropped here. We'll start just getting the blue items. And let's see if any of that is actually good for us. That does give us plus 14 to maximum health. We'll just keep going though. Is this a chest? I think this is a chest. There's a wooden shield. This does... it actually does less damage, but because of the magic abilities it has on it, it's worth using. Okay. It looks cool too. The magic ability, I mean the weapons that actually have magic components to it look really cool. Alright, we need to do our AoE attack here again. Alright, we need to get some health. Fireball misfired. We're not a very good mage. Alright. I don't need your stinking white gear. Oh, we did get a new ability. Tomb of Ground Stomp. Okay, so it is still has a chance to drop off of mobs. They must have just lowered the chance greatly. Are we learning it? Okay. So let's go to this. Here's Ground Stomp. Stuns nearby enemies. So let's put that right here instead of our Frost ability. Haven't used that once since we've been playing anyway. Lightning leveled up again. Alright, let's try that Stomp. See how that works. Oh yeah. Long cooldown, but that was pretty cool. Everybody got stunned. I like that. So just doing straight melee attack or offense is more fun than I was expecting. It's kind of the first time I've really focused on that in our build, and it's not too bad. A ranger something. What was that? Oh, it was our shoulder. Ranger guard brace. So it went up on our shoulder. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's stomp here. These guys are not very fun. That guy has so much health, we're hardly taking any health off. Alright. Well, we killed 2 of them. Maybe we didn't kill 2 of them. Alright. We don't want to get trapped in here. Got him about halfway. Wow. So we need to use an ability that actually uses the rage up, or we won't get any more Umbra. There we go. Apparently the fireball came towards us, not away from us. We're like the little engine that could here. He is all kinds of annoying the way he knocks you back so much though. Templar Amulet. So there's the Templar. Oh yeah, and the Apprentice, that was the other type of gear that they launched, that they released. So we're kind of getting a hodgepodge now. Alright, let's see where all this gear was that we dropped. Ranger Bracer. And Nailed Torch. Steel Battle Axe. Villager Shoes. Alright, let's check out what we've got here. Alright. Oh no, we'll use the shovel in our offhand. Okay. And we're over halfway to the next level. So I think this is where we have to use the red key that we got. We'll see if that works. Yes. So we use the red key. This may be the end of the dungeon. Sometimes I keep going. I think sometimes this is the end. We'll see what happens when we click on this. I guess it just took us to the next level of it. Alright, we'll go a little bit further, then we'll wrap it up. I'm glad we were able to see the new, at least one example of the new gear sets that are in the game now. Iron Warhammer, but it's a white. There's our stomp ability. Okay, so that's blocked off. I guess we had to go the other way. All right. Let's see what is the other way. Get them loosened up with a little fireball action. An apprentice gown. Oh, there's too many options on which way to go here. Poisoning aura. Uh-oh. There's a dog chasing us. And he's lighting the ground on fire behind him. It's kind of like those boots you can pick up in Diablo. Woo! Scary. Uh-oh. It's another one of these guys that just knock us all over the place. I don't know what they're doing up there. They seem to be glitched up there. They're trying to get off the... Oh, we got a new ability. Explosive bow, I think it said. I tell ya. That gets pretty annoying getting knocked back so much. But I don't really know if there's anything that you can do to avoid that. There's a magical shield. Oh, what's up, buddy? Another tomb. What was that? War cry or something like that? There's explosive bow and war cry. I think war cry buffs you up, maybe? Oh, it'll tell us when we learn it. Enter combat frenzy, preventing part of incoming damage. So that would be good for our build, actually, since we're doing so much melee stuff. So I was wrong. Now that we're in this dungeon, we're actually getting all kinds of skills, new skills dropping. All right, we made it to level 7. And at least for right now, there's only this one, the one big area you've seen on the map is the only thing that's unlocked in terms of where you can go. And I think right now, max level that they let you go to is 30. Alright, so we leveled up. Definitely want Constitution and definitely want Strength to do more damage. And can we now reach the thing that lets us use two-handed weapons? Yeah. Alright, so we'll confirm that. So now, it's kind of cool because now we can use the two-handed weapons as if they're one-handeds. Which, I don't know. We don't have two-handeds to really use, but this is a two-handed weapon, right? It doesn't tell you on the weapon, but I'm pretty sure that one is. So now it's like instead of just doing the damage of two one-handed weapons, we can equip the heavier weapons that do more damage. A little slower attacks typically, but that should help our DPS. You know how I love these skull crushers. Oops. Tomb of Fire Ammunition. And that's more of a crossbow or bow and arrow ability, I believe. So we got, is that a woodcutter axe? It's probably a one-handed though. Let's throw one of these whites out so we can pick that up. Yeah, it does additional fire damage. Alright, I think that's good enough for alpha version 0.3.7. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up here. I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about Wolcen. It's a good game. It's been super fun to track this game's progress in early access. and I am definitely looking forward to where they take it in terms of the next big patch that they're releasing. So thanks for hanging out in the stream with me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. Come join us on Twitch at twitch.tv/mdoggaming. That'll be it for now. Thanks as always.